Yo, what's up, tubies? Hey, I got some exciting information for you before I start this video. Darcy Turja has completely taken down the video that I responded to. He's taken it off of his channel completely. So that's one less piece of, ignorant misinformation about atheism floating around out there on the tubes. So we got to call that a victory, right? So thanks to everybody who dropped by and left him some choice text comments. I read all of those and thought it was incredibly funny. And thanks to anybody else who might have tried to give him a video response and was obviously rejected. I guess we got to call that a victory, so congratulations to everybody. Now, on to the video. This is a video that I'm not sure how to make correctly, and so I'm just going to do it like I do all my other videos, pretty much off the top of my head, and I'm just going to go with it. It's a video response to Josiah Dallas, who is the new guy that I responded to last night. His name is Joe, not Josh. I called him Josh in the last video. Joe wants to have the evolutionary creationism debate with me, right? He wants to have the evolution versus creationism debate with me. And Joe, there's something that you're going to need to do if we're going to do that. And I don't know how to say this without seeming like an asshole, so I guess I'm just going to have to come out and be an asshole. When it comes to evolution, the real theory of evolution by natural selection, you are completely ignorant. The evolution that you're arguing against in your video, it just doesn't exist. I don't know how else to tell you that. It just doesn't exist. It's based on a bunch of misinformation and lies and trumped up bullshit that is propagated by Christians in order to try and discredit the real theory of evolution. Shit like, I don't see how one type of animal just turns into another. I don't see how one day you've got a porcupine and the next day you've got a bunny. That doesn't make any sense to me. And one day you've got a rat and then the next day you've got a dinosaur and then you got a monkey and then you got a human. I mean, we all came from just some glob of goo. That's the type of shit that you've been fed. You've been taught what you know about evolution by people like this.
Well, boys and girls, put your hand up if you've heard of the word evolution. Oh boy, I think just about everyone puts their hands up. Hands down. Put your hand up if you've heard that dinosaurs lived millions of years ago. Dear, oh dear. Hands down. Put your hand up if you've heard that people came from ape-like creatures or something like that. You know, I think just about everybody in the world has heard those things. And I want to tell you right from the start here, I don't believe that dinosaurs lived millions of years ago, and I certainly don't believe that you came from ape-like creatures or anything like that. I mean, did your grandfather look like that? I don't think so. Did your grandmother look like that? No, not at all. Boys and girls, I don't believe we came from ape-like creatures. I don't believe in millions of years. I believe that what the Bible says is true.
Now that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, even you would have to admit that that's pretty ridiculous. But a slightly more grown-up version of that is exactly what you've been taught. These kids are being prepared to be adults like you. They're being, indoctrinated very early to believe that evolution is this laughable thing where monkeys and men just suddenly popped out of the ground and woo, look, I'm a monkey now and 5 minutes later I'm a man. They're being prepared to believe these slightly more grown-up but just as ridiculous bullshit. Shit like this.
Now, what I'm about to show you does not exist. These were actually created by our graphic artists, but I want you to keep your eye out for this because this is what evolutionists have been searching for hundreds of years. All right? And if you find one of these, you could become rich and famous. So here's some transitional forms. This is called the crocodile. Can you see this? Crocodile and a duck. All right, let's try another one. This is the bullfrog. Half bull, half frog, or, of course, the sheepdog. You're laughing, of course. Now, some of you might be saying, wait a minute, look at the platypus. There is a mammal with hair and a bill like a duck. Well, yeah, it's a strange one, and that's exactly how God made it. And there's plenty of strange animals like that. Nature is observable proof that every animal brings forth after its own kind.
And that's pretty much it. It's those types of people that have taught you what evolution is. They've spoon-fed you a bunch of bullshit. They've spoon-fed you a bunch of bullshit like that to make evolution look like some incredulous, cockamamie, wall-eyed theory. It isn't. We can't have a discussion with your knowledge being based solely on stuff like that. I can sit here all day and tell you how ridiculous the way that you believe is. I can sit here all day and tell you how laughable I think both of those videos are, and how laughable I think that people that propagate that type of bullshit are. But that wouldn't be debating evolution. You need a basic understanding of what evolution is in order to debate evolution with me. And so here's what I'm going to do. And I know that you're probably not going to take the time to do this because you're not really interested in learning what evolution really is. But if you are, I'm going to link in my description section some actual information about evolution from real scientists, not pseudoscientists and fundamentalist ministers and Kirk Cameron. But from some real scientists with some real scientific knowledge. I'm going to post some things from universities. I'm going to try and find a few links for you that give a good rounded layman's explanation of what evolutionary theory is, what the theory of evolution is, what natural selection is, how natural selection is the engine that drives evolution, the length of time over which is necessary for evolution to take place. That sort of thing. And if you're willing to spend a few hours reading up, and then you take that knowledge that you gain from reading up, you take the information that you gain from reading up, and compare it against the information that you've been told about evolution, and see if they match up. See which one of those holds more water to you after you do some reading. But we're not going to be able to have this debate if you're not willing to put your beliefs under the microscope a little bit and at least hold them up against what evolution really is. Because right now, you're arguing a falsified position against a falsified position. You're using false bullshit arguments to argue against a straw man version of evolution that doesn't exist. So I can't help you unless you're willing to go and read. I don't have 55 minutes or 3 or 4 hours to sit and read them to you and explain to you the basics of evolution. So if you're willing to do that and then come back and ask me specific questions about what evolution really is, armed with a little bit of knowledge, of what evolution really is, then we can continue the debate. And I hope that you're willing to do that. But if you're not, I'm sorry, we can't continue. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm feeling kind of strange. I don't. Oh. What the fuck? Oh, the fuck was that? Oh, shit. I guess I didn't evolve all the way. Phew.